All right, we're live in the studio. Hey, Patty, thank you for joining me today. My name is Morgan Newman. I am the Community Engagement Liaison for Survivor. For those of you that are tuning in and may not know uh, who Survivor is, what we're doing, who Survivor Slimdown is, this is the opportunity to get to know those items. So, um, as an introduction for me being the community engagement liaison. I was diagnosed at 24, had a metastatic recurrence to my lungs at 25, and I've been a survivor ambassador, volunteer, and then I was hired by the organization in 2021 to come on board and help with our programming and events and all that good stuff. So, with me, I get to introduce Miss Patti Murillo Casa. And she's been with the organization for a long, long time, but I will let her share her story.
Thank you, Morgan. Thank you for inviting me to come and talk. My name is Patti Murillo Casa. I'm a almost 16 years cervical cancer survivor. Yay! Yes, this May 5th. So I hope you all celebrate Cinco de Mayo with me. So, so I'll be 16 years cancer free. I'm also a retired police officer. I'm here in New York City. So I retired from the New York City Police Department after 20 years of service of being a police officer. And now I'm a fitness health coach that that I, out of the blue, I fell in love with health and teaching fitness classes to seniors, and that's what I do here in New York City. I've been married. I live here in New York City with my husband of almost 26 years. So
Wow.
that's me.
I can't believe it's been that long for you guys. That's amazing.
Yes,
It's
yes,
amazing.
yeah.
And to celebrate 16 years, I feel like I just watched one of your videos on Survivor TV when you were just a baby survivor, like four years out.
Years. Yeah, yeah, for
Uh,
years. Yeah, we did that
yeah,
video when I was 4 years cancer free. So
that's
here
pretty
we are,
awesome.
16 years later. I mean, not 16 years later. 12 years later after that.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about, Patty, with you, for me, I've been in the organization since 2017, basically. I went to my first survivor school after looking on social media for a support group because, I had a great support group back home, um, but I didn't have anyone that had gone through what I went through to talk about. And I stumbled across a hashtag and found Survivor. So that's kind of how I came into the organization. But I wanted to know, since you've been kind of in this for a long time, how did you come across the organization?
Oh, it's funny how I came into this organization because after I was declared cancer free, so to speak, in May of 2009, right? I wanted to put everything away. I didn't want
Mm,
to talk about it. I didn't want to tell my story. I didn't want to. I didn't want to do anything to do with cancer. It was done with. I thought, right? Put it away and continue my life. But that's not the way that cancer works, right?
absolutely.
Cancer, when it comes into your life, it will stay lingering somehow throughout your whole entire life. So I went into like a little kind of depression and stuff like that. And my family saw that, especially my brother. And my brother was looking into the internet. Back then in 2009, nobody was talking about cervical cancer. As a matter of fact, I did not know anybody with cervical cancer at that time, right?
Hmm.
Because of the stigma, because people are not talking about any kind of cancer below the belt, right? It has some kind of stigma. So my brother was looking into the internet, and lo and behold, here he is finding a cervical cancer walk. Can you believe that?
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it was the universe aligning for me or I have no idea, but a cervical cancer walk, and it was named Walk to Beat the Clock.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen the video about that.
Walk, Walk to Beat the Clock. And back then, our organization, Survivor, was known as Tamika and Friends, right? Our
Right.
founder, Tamika, so she called it Tamika and Friends back then. In 2005, right? So this is 2009. So it was Tamika and Friends. So my brother insisted in us walking the walk, right? And I said, at the beginning, I was relentless saying, no, I don't want to. I don't want to walk. I don't want to do anything, nothing. But he was so persistent, right? So persistent to the point of annoying persistent that I said, oh God, okay, let's go. Right? So
Yeah.
it was like 3 days before the actual walk started. And we had to register, we had to, accumulate some fund. Well, lo and behold, we accumulated $1,500 in 3 days. I was
Wow.
like, wow, people want to give, right? People want to give because they know me and all that stuff. So so we went, and I that's where I met Tamika Felder, right? And other survivors. Very few, but they were there, and they were sharing their stories. And like you said, I had all the support of my husband, my friends, but at the same time, I felt all alone, right? Because, like I said, I didn't have anybody that knew anybody with a cervical cancer diagnosis, right? So now I'm meeting this ladies how like, I mean, not with the same actual story, but similar to mine, right?
Right.
Similar.
Right.
So you are able to connect somehow, and the connection was immediately. It opened my heart. It didn't make me feel all alone anymore or
Yeah.
ashamed of the kind of cancer I had, because you know that with cervical cancer, there's a stigma and the shame, right?
Right.
So, and unfortunately, Tamika announces that that will be the last walk in New York for cervical cancer. I'm like, what? I just got here. Are you taking the walk away? So my brother again insisted, well, go and say that you'll help her. You'll help her, right? You'll help her. And I'm like, but she doesn't even know me. She doesn't know me from a hole in the wall, right? How is she going to trust me that I'm going to help her with the next walk to beat the clock next year, right here in New York? And I went, and I don't know. She just took it. She goes, "You want to help me? Okay."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like that. I was like, "Okay, lady, okay."
And the rest has been
And the
history.
rest is history, right? The I said to Tamika, I want to be one of your friends. Tamika and friends. I want to be one of your friends, and I want New York to be in the map, and be and I will help with that. And
Yeah.
that's how it started. That's how
I
it started.
love that. I
I
love that. And
never I never looked in the internet looking for anything. It was like just the universe
it
aligned.
just fell into your lap.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
Well, I love that because I think that that definitely speaks volumes to how I felt too. Like when I first walked into that survivor school room and just sat with people who truly understood what I went through and basically told me it wasn't your fault and you're not alone. And so we do that a lot through our programming too. And so, part of Survivor Slimdown, which is, you know, the the item that
Baby.
you lead, yes, your baby. We were looking at a different way how to play on our past Wellness Wednesday theme that we've had throughout CCAM. And so this is where I really wanted to sit down and talk with you and have people understand what we're doing and get to know us a little bit better because our program is wonderful and it's available to any cancer survivor.
Correct.
You don't have to be just cervical cancer, um, but it's something that we're passionate about. We're adding the mental health and wellness in there as well. It's not just a physical um, fitness type of group or program, I should say, but it's literally mind, body, and soul matter. So I want to come back to that at a later time, because we still have to figure out one of the big burning questions. Excuse me. The beauty of working from home, am I
I
right?
know. She's so mommy. I want some attention.
Yes, we'll let that be. Someone is probably walking by our house right now, and so she has to be mad. But I want to I want to get your point of view of how, since you've come into the organization and where you're at now, how Survivor and even Survivor Slimdown has evolved.
Yes, I mean, I came into the organization as I said before in 2009, right? So I've been advocating and sharing my stories all these years. As a matter of fact, in January I turned 15 years advocating, right? So it's it's safe to say that I have shared my stories hundreds of times, right? And I haven't stopped. I haven't stopped sharing my stories since my heart was open when I heard the other survivors tell their stories, right? So
Yeah.
I haven't stopped, and my passion just grew after Tamika took me to a Latino summit in the Capitol in Washington, D.C., to share my story. And it was there when I found the statistics between Latinas and cervical cancer being the most affected by this disease. And that's when my passion just grew altogether, because now you're talking about my people. my right. And I said, oh, not on my watch, right? I created a hashtag, not on my watch, right? Because I wanted that statistic to change, because the two main reasons why we have that statistic is because Latinas are not educated on this disease, and because they're not going to the doctors like they should, right? So that's one of the things that I made in my mission, to educate Latinas in that regard. That you have that know that this disease is preventable. We have the tools to fight it, and we have to go to the doctors to check, right?
And that's
So
even involved, that's excuse me, even evolved over into Survivor Espanol. So you have a Spanish
yes,
speaking
yes,
private group,
exactly.
um, and Latinas who do not speak Spanish but identify as Latina can join and be a part of that community as well. I think that's so important,
Yeah.
and
So
how incredibly busy you guys have been too.
oh, yeah. So I co-lead Survivor Espanol with Carla Chavez. And we welcome anybody that, I mean, some people don't not too comfortable speaking Spanish. That's okay. We're bilingual. Will speak English. We speak Spanish. We will go Spanglish if you want to call it, right? But we welcome everybody so they could feel comfortable, supported, and not feel alone, just because they are Latinas and they don't know any English.
Of course, of course. So how did the concept of Survivor Slimdown come about? Like, what really transpired you guys to start Survivor Slimdown?
Well, as a matter of fact, when I came and that same walk in 2009, Tamika introduced Survivor Slim Down because she had created Slim Down. It was originally a blog.
Okay, yeah.
It was a blog. She had created it because I forget the last name, but Pamela and Christy, Christy is
Yep.
it?
Yep.
And her were going to do a
That's
triathlon,
right.
and they wanted to blog their journey to the triathlon. So
That's pretty cool.
that's how it was created and established, right? But it was relaunched in 2018, in January of 2018, and she gave me the honor to lead it, right? So it was like kind of a full circle for me because I was there at the time she announced it, and here we are, 2018, right? And she asked me to lead it, and it was an honor. And at the time, I was beginning to go into the health coaching, fitness instructor, and all that. So because I had my second journey after my cervical cancer of being an obese person, right? And I my the scale tipped at 240. I'm 5'3", so I was considered morbidly obese, and I got sick with diabetes, type 2, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. So I had gone through that journey of losing 113 pounds, not taking
Incredible.
no medications. At one time, I was taking up to 5 different medications for all those illnesses I just mentioned. But, I took myself to lose 113 pounds. I mean, I make it sound easy, but it wasn't. You know how it is, right? So it wasn't easy losing the 113, even though it sounds like, oh yeah, I lost 113 pounds. No, it was very difficult, but it was very important to me, right? To get to the other side and to take no medications at all.
Of course,
No
of course.
medication.
And I mean, you persevered through cervical cancer. You wanted to have a healthier quality of life. And so, Survivor Slimdown sounds like the perfect way to get involved in that aspect.
Right.
In a way that you are a success story. Who else, you don't have to name names, but like what other success stories um, have evolved from Survivor Slimdown?
Yeah, so it's a group of all cancers, right? All cancers are welcome. It doesn't have to be cervical cancer, like you said, and it doesn't have to be only females. We accept males too, males and females, right? And it is a community of support, right? Health looks different in everyone, right?
Mm.
So it's not like we're gonna get skinny in this group, or we're gonna have a diet, or we're gonna have, this diet or that diet. No, it's everybody's different. Everybody goes on their own pace, right? And we are cheerleaders to one another. We learn from one another. We support one another, and so that's the community in itself. And we've seen members lose 30 pounds. uh Members have walked, they have challenged themselves to do 1 million steps throughout the whole year.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
and the stories go on and on. It's just amazing. It just inspires everyone, including myself, right? Because I'm human, and some days I don't have that motivation or inspiration to do whatever I need to do, right? But when I
Right.
do this, and it just inspires everybody, and to do whatever you need to do for your health.
I love that. I love that. And so, we've talked about kind of eligibility criteria. You can be a cancer survivor, um, male or female. You can come be in our community. You can participate how you see fit. And Patty, I want people to know like just how serious you take your role as Survivor Wellness Advisor because since I met you, I think you've added I don't know how many different certifications to your resume. How many certifications do you have right now?
Oh my goodness. I lost count. The reason why I take certification is because I believe if I want to be a good teacher, I have to be a good student, right? So
Mhm.
and unfortunately in the fitness industry, in the health industry, is always evolving, right? It never it's stable. It always evolves, this things that they find, studies that they do, and so this is why I love taking certifications. I have over 50 certifications, if that yeah,
I
I'm
mean, it is a long list.
yeah, it's a long one. Some of them I have to let go because it takes time and money to get all the certifications and licenses, right? I just got accepted into the Health Alliance organization as a
That's right.
registered health coach, right? So, and that's a big milestone for me, and I'm very proud of that because I got the knowledge to help other people, right? But know that knowledge is power, but you have to use it, right? You have to apply, because knowledge, to know it and don't apply, it's not going to take you anywhere. It needs actions, and it needs consistency.
Absolutely. So if anyone is sitting on the outside looking in, what kind of things does Survivor Slimdown offer?
Right. So we offer fit tips every day, daily fit tips, right? It could be like you say, I call it my three pillars, right? The mental, the body, and the spirit. We have to work all three of them at the same time, because if you only work one pillar, the other two pillars suffer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I believe me, I have experienced that, right? So this is why I say it. So we give you daily fit tips. Sometimes it's for mental, sometimes it's for body, sometimes it's for spirit, sometimes it's for motivation, inspiration. So every day you'll get a fit tip. We do monthly challenges, right? It could be water intake. We could be but the upper body exercises or lower body exercises, or any other challenges that come through my head.
Like journaling.
Like journaling, yes, journaling, meditation, things that people are like, oh, no good, but try. I give it easy, 3 minutes of meditation. I know, I listen, I used to be in the same place that meditation was like my to-do list, right? Like
Yeah.
I can never focus, but you have to give it a chance, and you can't just say, "Oh, I did it one weekend, it didn't work out, so therefore I don't." No, you have to. It's like a muscle. You have to work it for a little bit of time. I've been meditating for 7 years, and at times I get my to-do list, but now I'm aware, and I bring my mental back, right? My mental mind back. So, it's never perfect. This health, fitness is never a linear situation, right? It goes up and down. It happens to me. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes I go out of the tangent, and it's hard for me to get into the path, and knowing what I know already, right? Knowing what I know. And
Yeah.
that just makes me human. That just makes us human.
Yeah. I love that so very much because it goes hand in hand with what happens to us as cancer patients and survivors. What we go through is a trauma there. And post cancer, we're not the same people that we were before, but there's opportunity for growth, and that's a beautiful way to look at it when it comes to mind, body, and spirit, because there's a little bit of everything that we can just incrementally change and build new habits. And I know I'm the worst at keeping consistency when it comes to that stuff, but when things happen, it really puts it into perspective that you don't need to take your health for granted ever again, because you already did that, or I shouldn't say you already did that because sometimes we do, sometimes it's not even our choice that it
Right.
happens. So
Absolutely.
I'll take that back of what I just said. So
No, it's funny you said that, because nothing in life is 100%, but we have to give ourselves the best odds possible, right? To close all those doors that are open to illnesses to come in, right? And
yeah,
that is to apply the best version of yourself, as far as eating well, moving your body. And I'm not going to use the word exercise, because everybody, exercise,
yeah,
but
everyone goes,
move
ew,
the body. however you want, dance, walk. You have to move the body, because I've seen people that don't move and they just go down, right? They go
Hmm.
down. The joints, everything goes down, right? So you have to make it your nothing's going to be perfect, but do the best you can. If you have one bad day, that's okay. The next day you'll do better, right?
Absolutely. Each day is a new day.
Yeah.
Speaking of a new day, what are some goals and aspirations that you have for Survivor Slimdown or even Survivor? I think um, either one or both, if you want to answer, will work.
So this year I'm thinking of bringing some workshops. As a matter of fact, in February, and we'll talk about this later.
I love the ideas.
uh, um, I want to bring workshops. And the first one being in February, right?
Hmm.
This is news to you, Morgan, right?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Bring out to talk about oral health.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, oral health, because sometimes we don't think that the mouth matters. It does matter in oral health.
Yes.
You're a hygienist, right? A
Yeah,
past
I was a dental assistant in my past life.
so, and we take it for granted, how we brush our teeth and how we go into oral hygiene. And sometimes it's not the proper way. So I want to bring somebody that she's a hygienist, and she's going to bring somebody that's a hygienist and a cancer survivor,
Oh,
a
good.
lung cancer survivor. So to get different views and stuff like that, and maybe you
Yeah.
catch a tip or two. So I want to bring that, and also this another one, uh explaining sleep.
Yes, such an
Explaining
important topic.
Such an important topic. Is we got four basics, right? We got air, water, sleep, and then food. Those are our four basic and most important things for a human, right? So it's
Yeah.
air to breathe. Otherwise, we got, water. Half of the population is dehydrated, right? Sleep. A lot of people have sleep disorder, and it's one of the most, like you said, most critical thing for health. Sleep,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And food, of course, proper food, but that's another topic.
We'll get there someday.
So those are my vision for this 2025. Maybe I'll do it on a monthly basis or a quarterly basis, just to bring engagement into the community of Survivor Slim Down, and perhaps and they learn this way. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's whole health coming at you,
right.
which is perfect. A new year, a new start, more ideas and more knowledge being shared. So I appreciate you bringing what you have as your expertise into the community and sharing it with others because it does make an impact. It does matter. And we want to see that grow even more too. And we're coming up on our 30-minute mark of our conversation. I've really appreciated having you here and sharing these things. Is there any last minute messages that you want to tell anyone in our audience? If there's maybe a nugget of advice
Yeah.
that you would give to them?
Yeah. As survivors, we know that health it should be a priority if it's not now, right?
Hmm.
Uh, and don't be hard on yourself. It's like, it's a journey, just like any other thing, right? But we have to be consistent and be aware that this is our mission, right? To get healthier, to live a healthier lifestyle, to live a balanced lifestyle, right? It doesn't have to be perfect on an everyday basis, right? But as long as you're aware that this is going to help you for longevity, for health, for to close all those doors for other illnesses and including cancer, right? You'll be okay. You know, it's a constant job. It's a job every day.
It's so
And
true.
not to feel alone. We as a community, we are here to help you, to give you tips. You know, I know that everybody is different and health looks different on everyone, right? But we here to support you, and that in itself is priceless.
Yeah, yeah, I love that, and what I'm hearing is don't wait, take steps, small steps to, get involved. And of course, we encourage you to bring in your care team and let them know what you're up to make sure
Mm,
everything is
yeah.
up to par for you. Survivorship can be um, really daunting for people, but there is a community here for you. And Patty, I just really appreciate the time that you took with me today. And we'll be linking the private group in the comment section so more people can learn and join and uh, have the benefits of the fit tips and monthly challenges and all that good stuff. So um, thank you again, and we'll look forward to the next time.
Thank you so much. Mwah. Bye.